Hey guys, Ryan with Fluid Health and Fitness. Today showing you how to use a lacrosse ball to do self-myofascial release or passive active inhibition of the glute medius. All you need is a lacrosse ball or another ball like this. The med again is responsible for hip abduction away from the body. It helps to kick the leg out. Also helps to kick the leg forward. It's a lateral stabilizer of the pelvis. Also is an internal rotator of the femur. So sometimes it's overactive and we want to get it off, so we can use a lacrosse ball to do the job. And again, what you're going to do is you're going to put that ball between the hip bone and the muscle, and it's going to compress that muscle until the tendon gets stretched. The tendon is going to provoke a reflex inhibition response and calm the muscle's neural activity down. Once that occurs, you're going to stretch through the tissue so you can break down the mechanical components without hurting the muscle. Neural before mechanical, always very important. So I'm going to go into a L-sit position. I'm going to take the ball, I'm going to find my hip bone, go about an inch under and go backwards about 3-4 inches. It's off behind me, but it's still under the hip bone. Again, general vicinity is between the hip bone and the greater trochanter, the little elbow of your femur. If you wiggle it back and forth, you'll feel that. Now from this position, I'm going to flex my hip, I'm going to push off my right side, the affected side is the left side, and I'm going to push my body weight onto that muscle. Okay, if you're on the muscle, it'll, again, push into the tissue bed, take out the slack, tension the tendon, and then you're going to sit there. Again, this is the first barrier for stretch resistance in the tissue without provoking pain. Now you can lay down and support your head if you wanted to. Shift more weight on it if it relaxes. Let that inhibition kick in. It'll soften and the ball will go into the muscle. And then you can extend the leg and adduct the leg. You can flex the leg and adduct the leg. The short fibers on the front are anterior fibers. If you go a little bit further forward, you can kick the leg back and adduct. If you want to get into the posterior fibers, you can rotate the ball backward a little bit and then bring the leg up into flexion and adduction. So different ways to get into those fiber orientations, depending upon what segment of the muscle is overactive. Make sure to talk to your movement specialist if you have questions on segmentally what you're trying to get after. But once again, what we're trying to do is work for the neural inhibition first. It's going to relax, the muscle will sink in, and then you're going to start to floss the tissue between the ball and the bone, breaking down these collagens or, again, scaffolding proteins around the muscle without hurting it, and you can stretch through it into adduction. So that should improve, once again, hip adduction, flexion and extension, and external rotation. Again, if you're limited in those ranges of motion, this should help. So questions on any of that, reach out, admin@fluidhealthandfitness.com.